Thanks for joining us. I'm Mitchell Ringos. We start in Hawaii, as with each passing day, the death toll in Maui rises. So far, 80 lives have been lost, a number that is expected to increase as search and rescue teams gain access to the smoldering remains of buildings and homes disintegrated by this week's deadly blaze. Adrian Gobirul has more on the growing concerns over why the island's emergency sirens weren't activated ahead of the blaze.
The hollowed-out shell of a city and a simmering silence is all that greets those surveying what was once Lahaina's bustling historic center.
No one's really accepted it yet, but seeing it is a lot more real than seeing all the pictures.
It's a reality which is just beginning to settle in, with the road to Lahaina opening early this morning for those desperate to return to what's left of their homes.
There was some limited access, so folks could get in to start seeing what was in their neighborhood and their property. But it is limited because, again, the hot spots and the flare-ups, we want to protect safety first.
Tonight, there's questions about why residents weren't warned of the growing inferno sooner. Sirens on the island are supposed to sound in the event of danger. They were not activated as wildfires approach the town of Lahaina, according to emergency officials.
That should have been our first line of defense. Unfortunately, we know, especially these days, the alerts come on our cell phones. But we also know that there was no cell phone coverage. We clearly did not plan for redundancies to keep people safe in this situation.
The fires are now the deadliest natural disaster in the state's history, surpassing that of a tsunami that killed 61 people on the Big Island of Hawaii in 1960.
We saw to the left and we saw to the right. The fires were coming in, collapsing. We had no choice, and we ran across the street to the seawall.
The true number of people still missing remains elusive tonight. With the death toll climbing by the hour, emergency crews are still searching for survivors, though hope on what was once a tropical paradise is now dwindling. Adrian Gobirul, CTV News, Toronto.
The Ontario Provincial Police are investigating the death of a 40-year-old in the municipality of Sioux Lookout, as they say it is being treated as a homicide. A post-mortem examination will be conducted at the Centre of Forensic Sciences in Toronto to determine the cause of death. Investigators don't believe there's an imminent threat to public safety. However, they are reminding the public to be aware of their surroundings and report any suspicious activity to police or Crime Stoppers. A motorcycle group is making a difference for those who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder by driving across Canada. The Rolling Barrage stopped in the city yesterday evening and met up with local politicians to share their mission to fight the stigma against PTSD. The group started their cross-country ride on August 1st in St. John's, Newfoundland, and are planning on making it to Vancouver by the end of the month. The purpose for the annual ride is to raise awareness and funds for programs and organizations that help military veterans, first responders, and emergency healthcare providers get treatment for their mental health. CEO Christian Carter says 75 bikers registered to ride coast to coast, and the number changes day to day with supporters joining in when they can. He says the support they've received across the country has been overwhelming.
We've had escorts from both police, fire, and ambulance, and it's good to see fire apparatuses on bridges, raising Canadian flags and waving at us along the way. We have people in the communities on the side of the road waving to us along the way. So that part in itself, too, is also great support for those that are on the ride.
More information about the Rolling Barrage's journey and how to support their cause can be found online at therollingbarrage.com. Fort William Road and Queen Street was crowded this afternoon with car enthusiasts showcasing Thunder Bay's best vehicles. From sports cars to monster trucks, there was a lot to see at Fat Guy's Auto Parts' 12th annual Classic Car Show. Jessica Clement reports.
A block party was in full swing on the corner of Fort William Road and Queen Street as thousands came out to catch a glimpse of the 250 vehicles on display at this year's Fat Guy's Auto Parts Classic Car Show. The event featured a variety of vehicles, from muscle cars to monster trucks. There was something for everyone. Nathan Pickard from Fat Guy's Auto Parts says there's a lot of passion in Thunder Bay's car community.
There's something unique about vehicles. It's, everybody likes something a little bit different. Everybody likes to to work on their vehicles a little differently, and I think Thunder Bay just emphasizes a lot of those points. I mean, we've got 8 different categories.
Like, it's the social aspect of it, getting out and, with your friends and peers and stuff, and basically showing off your car.
The event featured 2 special guests. Host and television personality Chris Jacobs stopped by to meet fans and look at the different cars on display. And Elvis impersonator Dalen James came out to perform a few songs. Like previous years, the funds from the car show will be going towards the George Jeffrey Children's Foundation. Pickard says it's important to Fat Guys Auto Parts to give back to the community.
Over the 12 years that we've been doing this, we've managed to donate $35,000, and we're looking to add to that total this year. And part of the reason why we do it in support of that organization is because it's near and dear to the community. It's always nice to come home and put on this event and bring the community together.
Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Meanwhile, as people were showing off their vehicles, another person was winning one as the Thunder Bay Museum announced the winner of its 2023 Classic Car Raffle.
So without further ado, the winner is Barry Head.
A man from Newcastle, Ontario won the big prize, which was a 1966 Ford Mustang GT. There were over 14,000 tickets available, and while numbers weren't available at the time, officials were hoping to raise $100,000. The raffle is the museum's largest fundraising event, and curator Michael DeYoung says the proceeds help them support their daily operations.
Everything from, just supporting the staff to our facilities, and it's a really important fundraiser for us, and we're so grateful to everyone who purchased tickets for this raffle. Apart from the direct benefits of the raffle, we love that it gets new people in the door to see what our museum is all about.
For the first time in over 30 years, a brewery in Fort Frances is pouring locally produced pints for thirsty locals. Hallett Brewing is owned and operated by a local couple, Tanya and Andrew Mueller, who were inspired to open the business after moving back from Vancouver. They jumped on the opportunity when they found the perfect site, and after 3 years of prep work, the brewery recently opened its doors, with Andrew filling the role of master brewer and Tanya heading the front of house.
A lot of local businesses that want to carry our beer. We just don't have the supply right now. I do think there will be a time where we're going to be able to do that once we can. It's only been 4 days and we need to catch up.
Honestly, there's so many beers on the roster right now. It's fun. It's overwhelming in such a fun way.
Hallett Brewing serves 4 rotating beers on tap, all of which are brewed right on site. Thunder Bay locals who were looking to test their strength made their way down for the 29th annual arm wrestling tournament this evening. TBT's own Joe Sadowski was there and found out the hard way. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Palucci's Whalen Bar and Grill was a packed house in attendance for Thunder Bay's 29th annual Slam Fest, an arm wrestling tournament for all ages. Tournament organizer Chris Nicholas says it's a great way to get involved with the community, whether you're a seasoned veteran or brand new to arm wrestling.
So we have probably about 20 members in the arm wrestling club here in Thunder Bay. Some of us have been doing it since 1993. Some people have only been doing it for 5-6 months. We have a mix of both. Those of us with some more experience, we like teaching it and training the new people.
The tournament kicked off with children under 70 pounds competing to be Slamfest champion. And it's safe to say, most of them were super confident. Are you excited to be in the competition and do some arm wrestling?
Yeah, I'm very excited, but I'm also very nervous.
Yeah?
This is my first time actually arm wrestling here. I'm excited, but I don't know.
And in the spirit of competition, I figured I might as well give it a shot. All right, 3, 2, 1, go! Slamfest has $8,000 in cash prizes, and they'll carry on the tournament tonight with the men's left and right divisions, as well as the women's open division. Joe Sadowski, TBT News.